Good afternoon, viewers. You're watching Republic TV and I'm Rakhta Mishra with you. The Asian markets traded lower this Tuesday following overnight losses on Wall Street amid sell-off in technology stocks. Concerns over the emergence of a low-cost Chinese generative AI model, DeepSeek, fueled selling in tech stocks globally. The Nasdaq posted its biggest one-day percentage drop since the 18th of December on Monday as a low-cost Chinese artificial intelligence model prompted a steep sell-off in US chip makers. So it's a big shake-up. This Chinese AI, DeepSeek, shaking up the American giants. In fact, even Donald Trump has reacted to it, saying there's some wake-up call for the US giants, the US tech giants, and there is a complete sensation that is being experienced. It's a sensational debut, if you can say, of the Chinese AI model DeepSeek, spooking the US markets. And you can see one by one, we're telling you the impact on the markets. Microsoft stock declining by 2.5%. Alphabet shares dropped over 4%. And this is an effect that has been felt by all the tech giants. Broadcom shares falling nearly 18%. In fact, my colleague, Republic TV, has spoken to Rajeev Chandrashekhar, Minister of... we have spoken to Rajeev Chandrashekhar. Take a listen and viewers.
A few people in the AI ecosystem that had somehow come to the conclusion that only if you had money and you had access to AI compute infrastructure, which the American platforms had, that was enough for them to be successful and to create a moat and entry barriers around that for everybody else. DeepSeek has proved exactly the opposite, and in a way they have proved what is the underlying truth of tech and innovation over 3-4 decades, which is that around every corner there will be an innovator who will use innovation to disrupt the normal, and which is what DeepSeek has done. They have focused on data quality, they have focused on algorithmic quality, they focused on true innovation and not depended only on huge amounts of capital expenditure and access to infrastructure that people thought was most important. And that is why we've seen the bloodbath.
But the focus is, sir, that China has been able to develop this technology despite sanctions being put on it.
Which is the point I'm making, that sanctions were put on, export controls were put on that would impact infra, which is that they had limited access to GPUs, and whether those export controls were truly in place, because we don't know today what infrastructure capacity DeepSeek has. It's very hazy, it's not very obvious whether some of these GPUs made it through to China from Singapore, from Hong Kong, we don't know. But regardless of all of that, one thing is very clear: they have proved, like ISRO has proved in the past, like the Atomic Energy Commission in India has proved, that there is a way of innovating and creating successful products and becoming successful even when you have not that kind of capital.
Last question, sir. Another aspect is Silicon Valley has been dominated by Indians. In fact, we are excelling as far as making the software is concerned. The unfortunate aspect is that with limited resources, China has been able to develop this DeepSeek technology, this new company, but Indians have still not been able to make this critical infrastructure to the extent that we have still not made a headway as far as the AI technology is concerned. What's the reason that China has taken again a leap while India still in a way is lagging behind?
Yeah, but no, don't count India out. I think our Prime Minister has anticipated this way back, and in 2023 we have an AI strategy that our Prime Minister has built, and in 2024 he has provided an outlay of 20,000 crores for the India AI mission. So I would not count India out. We are in the running. Yes, China with DeepSeek has surely set a new standard, not just for India, but also for the Americans. But this is a long race. In the next 2 to 3 years, there will be a battlefield. I call this the battlefield of the future. AI will be the battlefield of the future. And you must believe that India will be present in that battlefield with our own innovators and in our own models.
You are a tech entrepreneur of whom we have always been very proud of, and you have created several companies like BPL, of which you still reap the benefits. Sorry. Just want to know from you that do you see a DeepSeek kind of disruption also coming from India in the near future?
I am very confident that we will be innovating in AI just as the Chinese companies are and the American companies are. We are maybe 3 to 6 months behind, but the fact that the Honorable Prime Minister has launched this in 2024, yes, the government was busy with elections for about 5 months in this year, but it is very, very clear in my mind that the Prime Minister wants the AI in India to grow, expand, innovate in a way that it solves people's problems, creates use case solutions for people's problems in medicine, agriculture, healthcare, education, and that small language models and frontier models focus on these applications will be created in India and will be competing with the best in the world.
In fact, we are joined by a special guest on the broadcast. In fact, before that, we will take a listen to what Donald Trump, the US president, has said. He has called this DeepSeek a wake-up call for the US. He is seeing it as a threat to the US tech giants. Listen in.
The release of DeepSeek AI from a Chinese company should be a wake-up call for our industries that we need to be laser focused on competing to win, because we have the greatest scientists in the world. Even Chinese leadership told me that. They said, you have the most brilliant scientists in the world in Seattle and various places, but Silicon Valley, they said, there's nobody like those people. This is very unusual when you hear a DeepSeek, when you hear somebody come up with something. We always have the ideas, we're always first. So I would say that's a positive. That could be very much a positive development. So instead of spending billions and billions, you'll spend less and you'll come up with, hopefully, the same solution.
Right, that was Donald Trump reacting to the development. All right, we have Ritesh Bhatia, cybercrime investigator and a data privacy consultant, joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Bhatia, thank you so much for joining us on Republic TV. And of course, DeepSeek is sending in shock waves, and it has disrupted the American stock markets. Donald Trump, why do you think is calling it a wake-up call for the US tech giants? Why has it, broken all these records and shattered the markets?
So I think, basically the catch is over here when it is an open source thing. As of now, all these AIs have been the proprietary one. So it is the open source thing. And, the kind of news that came out that, okay, in a short period of time, and that too with just $5 million, it was able to build such a kind of a thing. So it's actually, like Mr. Chandrashekhar was saying, is actually sent that kind of thing to the message to the world, ki, yeah, the AI can be built even with in the small budgets. And now if you look at its capabilities also, it is able to do far better things than the current ones, and that's the reason everyone is trying to flop over there. And because of that, even DeepSeek has now limited it. Of course, they are saying that they are being faced by the cyber threats and other kind of things, but actually there are also the users. Everybody is trying to download it, everybody is trying to access it, but we are just not able to register it, Rakshita.
Right. Mr. Bhatia, also tell us what implications this could have on India as well. We, of course, are still waiting for, our own ChatGPT, our own DeepSeek. It has, of course, now coming in as a wake-up call for US. But what about India? What implication could it have on India?
I think the implications will be really big as such, and I would personally avoid using this particular thing because see, we already know about the China's thing. We've always been against their cameras, be it their phones, because there is a regulation over there. Whatever data is collected by these people, the Chinese government has access to it. So I think I'm going to tread with a lot of caution. And in fact, even these large companies, you must have seen that for every small little thing, now Google is out, the ChatGPT is in, all those AI models are in. For every small little thing also, we are just putting our information in the ChatGPT and trying to take, get the answers or whatever. There are people who had put their codes over there, proprietary codes into ChatGPT for asking it whether these codes are right or not. So, once then this particular company will have access to all of this. So the threats are there, and especially privacy-related threats. Because today, ChatGPT is like your mentor, he's your friend, he's your counselor, he's your stock market expert, he's everything. So in any case, from China, if you see, the surveillance is at a very, very high level. Today, whether it's your mobile phone or whether it is the CCTV cameras, now with this DeepSeek coming in, I'm really very concerned about the privacy of it, and I'm just not talking about the privacy of we individuals. I'm saying the privacy of the nation as a whole, because everybody is going to flock onto it. So we need to be extremely careful. Like when I go for awareness trainings to our defense forces, I always tell them, please don't use these Chinese phones, don't use these Chinese apps. See, there was a reason why TikTok was also banned. So I think this is the first thing I would want to now tell them, that please don't use DeepSeek at least.
Right. Hitesh Bhatia, thank you so much for joining us with your thoughts and those details there and insights you've shared on that big development that the whole of country is right now tracking. Thank you so much.